tomorrow, the two most, well, I guess playing hooky is the word, outside of the Monday after the Super Bowl. Folks do this long before. If they have a good boss, they let them know, hey, I'm not going to be around. It's as simple as that. If you don't have a good boss, I imagine nowadays you text and say, hey, I'm under the weather. I can't make it in. I'm sorry. I'll see you next Monday. And you enjoyed the early games, the games going on right now. Certainly the games going on tonight. What a start to March Madness 2026. All right, what a pleasure it is to be back here. For a couple of years, I did my Thursday night show out here at Mr. Chubbys, and always had a great deal of fun at any one of the locations. But I always love to hear in Ponte Vedra because it's such a great part of Jacksonville. I mean, it's a driver in 3 away from Michler's, and it's not Michler's, it's Michler's Beach. Okay, it's probably a couple of drivers and maybe even one off the deck away from certainly the Players' Championship where we were all last week, and just a great environment. This place is jam-packed. Now, I never exaggerate, okay, hence the truth teller. I got to tell you right now, Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra, I'm guessing there's 175 people here, and 140 of them are wicked hot women, okay? I'm just going to come right out and say that as we begin the program. I've never seen anything like it. They have come in here. I think they came to see Max Fink. I don't know. I'd like to think they came here to see me. I don't know. But come on by, for crying out loud. Women all over the place. We got some men, but they're not even paying attention because they have their elbows screwed into the bar as they are watching the games that are ongoing. And guess what? You talk about a happy hour, extended until 9 o'clock tonight on this Thursday. You have 2-for-1 domestic pitchers and pints, $3 wells, $3 house wine. So come on by, Mr. Chubbys. We're going to be here until 8 o'clock. Then Hacker Nation will join you up until 10 right here on this Thursday. All right, how about it? Early on today, Sienna was a 100,000 to 1 as far as the odds of winning the national championship. We know that only twice in the history of the NCAA tournament, in 160 games, has the 16 seed won twice, right? We remember when UMBC knocked off Virginia, and the very next year, the Cavaliers would go on to win the national championship. Purdue also lost to Fairleigh Dickinson. So those are the only two. The other 158 have gone on to win, and it was a massive scare today for Duke. They trailed 72% of this basketball game. They were down 13 points. They were down by double digits at half. They pull it out 71-65. Maybe the best player in America, Cameron Boozer, 22 points, 13 rebounds. And, you look at what's going on right now with this basketball team, and it can be a tad bit scary. And I say that after predicting that Duke would win the national championship. All right, they're the odds-on favorite to win the Natty. If you look at the 4 number 1 seeds, Duke is plus 300 to the dollar. Make that, exactly 300. Those were the odds last night when I checked right before the show. Translation, for those who do not wager, you lay down $100. If Duke wins the national title, you get back 300 plus your $100. I mean, with the stress involved, really not a huge reward for Duke. Michigan plus 360, Arizona plus 390, Florida plus 750. Of course, they'll play late night tomorrow. Miami as well. A couple of very late Friday night games for college basketball fans, certainly Gator fans and Hurricane fans listening to us right now, which is fine. It's a Friday night, right? But some of you, I imagine, like to get to bed early. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe just get after it and stay after it. Maybe take a nap. I'm always a big fan of a nap. If you can get one in. I got up at 11 today, and I actually considered taking a nap around like 132, but then I thought better of it, and I was enjoying these games. So no nap today, but I'm going to be able to make my way through. I'm going to fight my way through these next couple of hours. Back to Duke. They got 3 points out of their bench. This is a 7-man rotation that right now cannot afford to make any mistakes, and they absolutely cannot afford to have any other injuries. John Shire talked about it yesterday, about their big man, Pat Gonba. Will he be available for the weekend? Will they give him yet another game to rest and hope that he's ready by either next Thursday or next Friday, considering, under those set of circumstances, I do have Duke winning and moving on to the Sweet 16. Caleb Foster with the fractured foot before he went down, 30 consecutive starts for Foster. So they just don't have any depth. And, we've seen teams, and I get it. In college basketball, when you get to the NCAA tournament, what's the first thing you always hear? Is that teams shorten their bench. There's no room for error. You're going to go with your best. And unless they get into foul trouble, for the most part, that's exactly what you're going to get when you put out your starting 5. But, I do look at Duke here, and let me pull this up real quick for you. I told you about one of the boozers who had 22 points and 13 rebounds today for the number 1 ranked team in this tournament. But outside of that, let me see here. Where are you, Duke? All right. Brown had 6. The other boozer with 19. Evans with 16. Sarr with 5. Again, they got 3 points off the bench. 8 shots attempted by Harris and Kamina, and they only ended up putting down 1 shot, 1 3-point shot. Duke really struggled today from behind the arc. They were 5 of 26. And again, they found their way through it. Duke does advance, winning by 6, 71-65. But what a major upset that would have been, and shredded brackets all across the country. Well, that happened anyway in a lot of set of circumstances. If you had Ohio State, they lost to a 9 seed today. The Buckeyes were a favorite in this basketball game, and TCU knocks them off 66-64. It seems like every single year we have a 12 over a 5. And this time it was High Point. High Point University. Quick, where are they located? Where? Well, the great state of North Carolina, 83-82. How about High Point, for crying out loud? They hoisted up 40 3-pointers. They took 74 shots, 40 of which were from behind the 3-point arc. They only made 15 of the 40, but it was enough. I mean, you talk about a street team hoisting up 3 balls. They only made it to the free throw line 9 times in the entire game. But High Point, the win, they knock off the Badgers 83-82. So already, and I've seen that there's been some results that have come in that millions and millions and millions of brackets are already shredded if you're going for the ultimate, which is the perfect bracket. And that's never happened. I know our buddy Jack O'Brien does it at some point, and I believe it will come up on our show here over the next couple of hours. The overall odds to get every team right in the bracket is in the multi-million. I mean, it's past the billions. It's like in the trillions. It's like into math terms I've never heard before. And again, it's never happened. But today, a lot of people getting off to a bad start. All right, let's update you. And we're going to be doing that all into the night because this is what it's all about. We have 2 games going on right now. A big one is at 6:50. And that is North Carolina, which is about a 2.5 point favorite over VCU. I'm going to bring on the Philly Godfather at 6:36. We're going to talk about this game. I'm also going to ask him about Florida, who's like a 33-point favorite tomorrow night. Also Miami, a very slight favorite tomorrow night. So that's coming up again in about 25 minutes with the Philly Godfather. Right now, North Dakota State, they're getting beaten up. A third seed in Michigan State, 76-51, 7:58 remaining in the second half. Again, North Dakota State is a 14 seed. Also, with 8:55 remaining in the second half. Number 4, Arkansas, 79. Number 13, Hawaii, 60. Other finals today, besides Duke in their 71-65 victory over Siena and the upset with High Point knocking off Wisconsin 83-82 in a 12-5 matchup. They are as follows. We spent a minute on the Horned Frogs. They win it 66-64 over Ohio State. That's a 9 over an 8. Louisville today. Yeah, I actually gave this some consideration. I did a lot of reading about first round upsets, and some really highlighted South Florida here in the ability to knock off Louisville. That was not the case. It was a tight basketball game. No doubt about that. Louisville gets it done 83-79 in a 6 against an 11 seed matchup. But the Louisville Cardinals will advance. South Florida, their season has come to an end. Vanderbilt was actually trailing in this game. They were down early, I want to say 12-5. It may even have been more than that. They got off to a very slow start against McNeese. Wasn't McNeese at one point McNeese State? Kind of like Memphis State, right? Memphis State removed the state, became Memphis. I guess McNeese State removed the state. They're just McNeese. There you go. You learn something every day. Vanderbilt, although the more I look at McNeese, can we get Florida State to maybe schedule them in football? It'd be nice to grab a win at some point. Vandy wins it 78-68, and they will move on. Finally, Nebraska. Congratulations to the Cornhuskers. They have now won their first ever college basketball tournament game. Remember, for decades and decades and decades, Nebraska never even made it into the NCAA tournament. You can go back to the Big 8, you can go to the Big 12. They made their move, as we know, years ago to the Big 10, and they're actually a team that played very well this year. You look at Nebraska overall, they're a 4 seed. They pound Troy 76-47. Nebraska on the year, 27-6. Without even looking at it, obviously that's the most wins that they have ever had in school history. So there you go. That'll keep you updated. And as I do say that, both teams now really stretching their leads. Arkansas 79-60 over Hawaii. Michigan State 76-51 over North Dakota State. All right, coming up, we have 4 games that are getting ready to tip within the next, the first one is about 40 minutes away, and then we'll have 3 games that'll do the same in the 7 o'clock hour. At 6:50, it's number 11 VCU, number 6 North Carolina. Coming up at 7:10, number 16 Howard, number 1 Michigan. At 7:25, number 11 Texas, number 6 BYU. It's an interesting game. Texas got a buzzer beater on their entry game on Tuesday night. They're only a 2.5 point underdog to BYU. That's going to be one of the better games played on this Thursday evening. And then Texas A&M and St. Mary's, a 10 and a 7. Yes, St. Mary's favored by 2.5 points, 27-5 on the season. I'll tell you about the late night games a little bit later on. We'll get to those as well. All right. Tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision, and they're right down the road here, Ponte Vedra Beach. Very easy place to find, and once you're there, you can really take care of everything as far as you are concerned when it does come to your eyes, okay? You may be watching all of these games, and, you may just go home and sit on the lazy boy, and all of a sudden you're watching the game, and then maybe you want to check your phone, and then you're like, where the hell did I leave my readers? I can't find them. And, hey, listen, we all experience that the older we get. If you get laser eye surgery, which is incredibly affordable, folks, you're never going to have to deal with that. You can have 20/20 for the rest of your life. If it is far more significant, perhaps dangerous, and you're very nervous about cataract or a refractive surgery, well, 37 years worth of experience, and it gets even better. At Shmunez Vision, they're the individuals who will take you through the examination. They'll answer each and every one of your questions, and then those doctors will perform the surgery. Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. All right? Simple as that. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. Go to Instagram, get all of the testimonials at Shmunez Vision as well. All right. Let's do this. Let's take our first of the night. Come on back, get you updated on some other things, college basketball related. I have some Jaguars news that I want to share with you. We're also going to handicap the entire situation that is ongoing tonight. The Philly Godfather is going to join us. He will do so at 6:36. We are live from Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. Come on by. We'll be here until 10 o'clock.
1010XL is your hometown team.
Everything's a challenge.
Through adversity to the stars.
From the last minute to the last man, we fight.
We fight.
We fight.
We fight.
We fight.
We fight.
1010XL, where sports fans get together.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Before the regular season begins, cash in on baseball right now with a title on the line. This is Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, and 20 nations are battling for the World Baseball Crown. Step up to the plate and take your swing all tournament long on Hard Rock Bet. Lock in on all the action and make every pitch matter more on Hard Rock Bet. Easy to navigate and cash a winning bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Nikki Sema with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With this beautiful weather, wouldn't it be incredible to create more outdoor living space to enjoy your home to its fullest?
That's right. Spring and St. Patty's Day. What a great combination to create your new lucky
and charming
space.
And as you're spring cleaning, accentuate your home with new floors for a vibrant new feel from Lifetime Flooring.
Or even upgrade your patio or garage floor with Lifetime floor coating.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our St. Patty's Day specials throughout March.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, Just call me First Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage too. Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. XL Primetime and Bud Light are ready to cut down the nets. Well, not just yet. The tournament's just started, but you can down some cold Bud Lights and watch the NCAA Tournament with XL Primetime Friday at Monkey's Uncle at the beach. Be there with XLP and Bud Light.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Mr. Chubbys, Ponte Vedra, come on over. We are having a huge time. What a crowd. All enjoying college basketball. Getting ready to tip off 4 more games. Coming up, a few in progress right now. Arkansas up 20, 91-71 with 2:43 to go. Michigan State up 21, 82-61 over North Dakota State. 3 minutes to go in that basketball game. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. No matter where you go, you find yourself constantly being a defensive driver. You have to be nowadays. There's a lot of people on the road who just simply do not care about anyone except for themselves. And here's what's really sad. In most cases, you're the victim. You didn't do anything wrong. It was careless driver by the other individual. However, you may be getting bad advice. You may be up against this alone. You may be right now thinking, I can't call a law firm. They're going to charge me. I can't afford to pay for the phone call. I can't afford to pay the retainer fee. I can't afford to pay the consultation fee. At Alexander Law Practice, none of that applies, okay? You will never come out of pocket. If you have been personally injured in a car accident, if you need to see a doctor, if you need to get your car fixed, if any of this is what you are experiencing, go to Alexander Law Practice, okay? You get with Rick Alexander, who's taken it upon himself to do things like this locally after a very successful career, and he's involved with every single one of his clients. All right? There's great lawyers out there, statewide, nationwide, no doubt about it. In this case, Rick Alexander is one of you. He's a Duval guy, and he's going to sit down with you and make sure everything ends up being prosperous. So just go to Alexander Law Practice online. You can also place a call, 400-6600. Okay, the Philly Godfather in 10 minutes. We finally heard today from the Carolina Panthers media that Devin Lloyd was offered a contract by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was really interested in that. There was no doubt that Travis Etienne, there were conversations about him continuing here, but they knew that he was going to test the market. And would he get a big offer? Sure. He ended up getting it from the Saints. The situation with Lloyd was a little bit different. I, for one, and others openly wondered, did this football team offer him to come back? Even though he had a fantastic season, it was the only one in his career where he played this well. And I just think that you need to look at the importance of the position, right? An outside linebacker. Where is that in today's NFL terms? To me, it's way down. I mean, you can really make the case that only a safety and maybe a guard. And I would make a much bigger deal about an offensive guard. Look at all the problems that this offensive line has had for decades, okay? But who else? Maybe a tight end, you will tell me? But it's certainly not a quarterback. It's not a left tackle. It's not a pass rush edge. It's not a corner. It's not a right tackle. It's, in my opinion, not a Mike, not a middle linebacker. It's certainly not a defensive tackle, which is Jacksonville's biggest need right now. I think an outside linebacker is a draft and replace type of position. I feel the same way about a running back. Look at the Jaguars last year. They found 3 rookies. Allen Jr. was a 7th rounder. Tootin was a 3rd rounder. So I just didn't think that they were going to get into a back and forth situation as far as an offer. They've got 5 guys they got to get re-signed who are coming up on the final year of their contract. They have other positions that they must address. Did come out today in Carolina. It was from The Athletic. Joe Person had the actual report, so there's something I didn't know. We learned that a little bit earlier today. And I just find it really interesting that on this same day, Pro Football Focus comes out with the best bargains and the best or the worst busts of this free agency class. And on the list, I think he had 8 guys. It was Travis Etienne, or I guess I should say Travis Achan, right? Because since he is going back to his original name. And I looked at this and I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, you got to be kidding me here. He's going to get his. He's going to eat. New Orleans will be okay. As long as he stays healthy, I think he'll end up being as productive there as he was here. I think they got this totally wrong. To me, the biggest concern as far as a bust, without any question, is Devin Lloyd, okay? He's now going to play in a 3-4 defensive scheme in Carolina. How are they going to use this guy? He had 28 pressures on blitzes a year ago. He had 1 sack. He had 5 interceptions. He was certainly the best that he has ever been when it came to defending the pass. But he did it in a system that ended up being tailor-made for him with Anthony Campanile. Going to a system that is not tailor-made for him, I think the potential for Devin Lloyd to be a colossal bust is there. Now, I don't want to see it. He's a good guy. They're both good guys here, okay? They are, but 2 really good young men in Travis Achan and Devin Lloyd. So I don't want to see that. Okay. But I think there's a much bigger possibility of it going south for Lloyd than I do with Etienne. I think the only way it happens that way for Etienne is if he's not healthy. All right. For Lloyd, I just don't know if he's going to be used, schematically speaking, the right way. So we'll see. Just my opinion, but it was good to get that report a little bit earlier today that did come out of Charlotte involved with Devin Lloyd in the Carolina Panthers. All right, we are winding down. As a matter of fact, it has just gone final. Arkansas 97, Hawaii 78, so a 4 seed over a 13 seed, and that has now been complete. Going on, the only game right now is a 3 seed Michigan State 89, a 14 seed North Dakota State a 67, 30 seconds remaining in that basketball game. So that's set to go final as well. All right, coming up here in 20 minutes is VCU in North Carolina. North Carolina's a small favorite, 2.5 points as a 6 seed against an 11 in VCU. We're going to bring in the Philly Godfather. We're going to talk to him about this game. We're going to talk to him about some other games, including late tomorrow night, both Florida and Miami, a couple of really late-night Friday games. I believe they're the last 2 to tip off. There may be one in between those 2, but certainly very late on Friday. Interesting point spreads on both those games. We'll get the very latest. That is going to be from the Philly Godfather, who will join us next We are live from Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Explore the mind of a quarterback with our QB guru.
We want to take you into the lab so you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the Quarterback Whisperer, driven by George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on The Drill on 1010XL.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
The First Coast Games is an annual team-building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
Yo, ET here. And you know that on the field, preparation wins championships, right? Well, the same goes for your health. Right here in my side of town in Fleming Island, Encore Research Group is helping locals take charge through cutting-edge research studies. Everything from weight loss to diabetes and hypertension. Their team of local, multi-specialty doctors is focused on advancing medicine and keeping our community healthy. If you want to see if you qualify, check them out at EncoreDocs.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
What Major League Baseball teams have never won a World Series?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 5 Major League Baseball teams that have never won a World Series: Colorado, Milwaukee, San Diego, Seattle, and Tampa Bay.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
It's been a little bit. It's been, well, the week of the Super Bowl. The last time we talked with award-winning bestseller, professional handicapper, through the trials and tribulations to enjoying the great life. Nowadays, of course, we're talking about the Philly Godfather. Sir, how are you?
Doing great, man. Enjoying all these great basketball games. High Point took out Wisconsin. Duke had a scare against the number 16 seed Siena. Just having a great time, man. College basketball, March Madness is here finally.
No doubt. We're having a blast here at Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra Beach. And, boy, we saw some upsets earlier today. We saw an almost major scare earlier today. Let's get straight to it, though. What a big game coming up here in about 13, 14 minutes, Philly Godfather. How do you see the matchup between UNC and VCU?
I like VCU here, +3, +2.5 as an underdog. And to be honest, I think they might win the game outright. And the reason why is on the defensive side of the ball, VCU ranks 139th in opponent turnovers per possession, which is 200 spots higher than North Carolina. And that should create extra opportunities for VCU to secure more possessions throughout the game and more possibilities of scoring. They also defend the three-point line much better than North Carolina, ranking 86 spots ahead of the Tar Heels. And on the offensive side, VCU ranks 44th in percentage of points from the foul line, which are high percentage possessions, and they can really shoot it from beyond the arc, right around 37%. I think VCU is the right side here, +3, +2.5. Game feels like a coin flip, and anytime you're flipping a coin and you're giving me plus money, I'll take the dog every time.
Felt like last year chalk pretty much prevailed in most of these games. All four number one seeds made it to the Final Four. How much do you see things changing this year overall, Philly Godfather? I mean, when you look at sleepers, long shots, do you have your eyes on a couple of teams here that you think could make a run?
I mean, Izzo and Michigan State all of a sudden at 50-1. I mean, you could never count them out, especially with Duke showing some weakness today. And they didn't look great against Virginia as 7-point favorites. They barely covered that, that spread. And today as 28-point favorites. They won by 6 points against a 16th seed. So you got a Michigan State team. I think they're better than Louisville, better than UConn, better than St. John's and Kansas. And if they get by Duke, they might end up in the Final Four. They might win the whole thing at 50-1. Purdue at 40-1 before the tournament started. They're probably around 31 now. Not much of a sleeper, but great coach, great three-point shooting team, great guard play. They got wins over Bama, Texas Tech, Auburn, Whiskey, Nebraska twice. Now with Whiskey out of the tournament, their toughest opponents on their way to the Elite Eight is probably going to be Gonzaga, followed by BYU, and I think they're better than both those teams. Fan favorites right now, High Point at 700-1 after they beat Arkansas is lurking next, and Miami, Ohio at 1,000-1. But now Travis Steele's team, they got to play a Tennessee team that I've ranked like the 15th best team in the country. But you never know. It's the Madness.
Duke's only got 7 guys that they're playing. They only got 3 points off the bench in that near scare earlier today, Philly Godfather. What do you make of Duke? Is this just a scare? Are they going to be all right, or do they need to get those 2 guys back if they're going to make a run? I mean, odds are they're the favorite to win the championship.
So I think they have issues moving forward, and the reason is I saw a chink in the armor when they played Virginia. The first time they played Virginia only scored 51 points, and they lost that game by over 20 points. And the second time around, with Duke missing 2 key players, Virginia was in that game, and they could score at will. So, yeah, they definitely have some issues. If a team like Virginia, who was at 80-1 before the tournament started, could put up points on Duke, I mean, when they play these better teams, they're going to have serious issues. So I don't know what they're going to do to get it together, but I think they might be in trouble moving forward.
Philly Godfather's our guest. Philly Godfather, how can our listeners pick up your best-selling book?
Yeah, you can go to phillybooked.com. I'll send you out an autographed copy. It may take 3 to 7 business days. Or you can go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. It's shipped to order. You'll have it the next day, but it won't be signed.
And I know that you've been giving out a ton of free plays lately the last several weeks. What is the best way for listeners to follow you?
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather, or you can stop by the website, thephillygodfather.com.
All right, let's wrap it up with the 2 late-night games with the Philly Godfather that'll be played coming up tomorrow night with teams around here that certainly there is a whole heck of a lot of interest. The Florida Gators, what is it, a 33.5-point favorite over Prairie View A&M. Is this a leave-it-alone game, Philly Godfather, or is there money to be made here?
And it's up to 35 points, and it's really tempting to take Prairie View. plus 35 after the way they beat up Lehigh in the second half of that Writing game. But as I've preached for years, during March Madness, the team that wins the game covers the spread 88% of the time. So if an underdog is going to cover the Vegas number, they have to have the ability to win the game outright. And I can't see Florida losing here. I got Florida ranked as the third best team in the nation behind Michigan and Arizona. And will more than likely play Illinois in the Elite Eight. After the Fighting Illini take down Houston in the Sweet 16. I haven't bet the game yet, but the only way I could bet it is laying 35 points on the defending national champions. I did, however, bet the under 155.5 points here for some baby peanuts.
All right, there you go, like that. And let's wrap it up with Missouri and Miami. That is the last game to be played tomorrow night. That'll be at 10:10 Eastern time.
Yeah, I took the Hurricanes on the money line really small. Miami has 5 more wins on the season while playing basically the same strength of schedule. I got the Hurricanes ranked 15 spots better in my power rankings. Miami, in my opinion, is a much better defensive team, ranked 140 spots higher in defensive efficiency. And even though the Hurricanes aren't the best defending the three-point line, ranked 230th in the nation, Missouri is even worse. They're ranked 330th in that same metric. And on offense, Miami is ranked 23 spots better in overall offensive efficiency and 60 spots better in rebounds per game. I like Miami here, and I also went under 149. The current total is at 147.5, but I still think you cash a ticket there as well. You got 2 of the worst free throw shooting teams in college basketball here, so I like the under.
Sounds good. All right, have you played anything as far as World Series winner or wins over under? Have you done anything yet in Major League Baseball?
I haven't, but my son, the 8-ball, took the Seattle Mariners. If you guys follow him on Twitter, you guys know he's been lights out with his futures over the years, especially in Major League Baseball. He likes Seattle, and he also likes Kansas City.
All right. I follow the 8-ball, no doubt about it. All right, Philly Godfather, once again, how do our listeners get your book?
Yeah, you go to phillybook.com, or you can stop by Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and you can pick up a copy of the book. Number 1 on Amazon.
Number 1 on Amazon. How about that? What a book. I loved it, and I may read it again. I enjoyed it so much. Also, the website and how people can get you on X.
Yeah, I give a ton of free information, sports betting information, wagers on X at Philly Godfather, or you can stop by the phillygodfather.com.
Philly Godfather, always a pleasure. We'll pick it up next week before the Sweet 16. Thank you, sir.
Good luck, guys.
There he goes. Philly Godfather, money line on the U. You know, you're going to lay 2.5 on Miami. Money line, interesting bet there. It's going to cost you a little bit more as far as the risk. But I kind of like the play. Boy, 35.5 points for Florida. I would not touch that game. I wouldn't. You're a Gator fan, aren't you, Max? I believe you are.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No way.
That's way too many points.
No.
Way too many points.
You just can't. It's too much. But he gave us a great stat. 88% of the winners in the NCAA tournament cover. I've been doing this forever. I don't ever remember that actually taking place. All right, we are seconds away from what could be the best game on this Thursday. And that's saying something considering the contest that we've already gone through. But coming up here in just a couple of minutes, it is going to be North Carolina in VCU. Again, that'll start at 6:50. At 7:10 tonight, Michigan and Howard. At 7:25 tonight, BYU and Texas. And at 7:35, Texas A&M and St. Mary's. For those who are staying up late tonight, and most of you will, it's Penn and Illinois at 9:25. St. Louis and Georgia at 9:45. Georgia only favored by 2.5 points. Kennesaw State and Gonzaga. And then the last game on this Thursday will be at 10:10. Houston. A lot of people believe they could win the national championship. I kind of think the winner of the Houston matchup against Duke. I did take Houston over Florida. I thought that the winner of that game would win the national championship. Very similar to the NFC championship game that we just saw. The feeling was whoever won that game would win the Super Bowl, and obviously that came to fruition. I'm not trying to dismiss anything in the West or the Midwest. I just think the best brackets are the East and the South. But we will see. All right, much more to do. Come on by. We are here at Mr. Chubbys, Ponte Vedra Beach. They have the extended happy hour until 9 o'clock tonight. All right, you have 2-for-1 domestic pitchers and pints. You have $3 wells. You have $3 house wines. Mr. Chubbys, we are here in Ponte Vedra. I'll take you up till 8 o'clock. Then Hacker Nation tonight from 8 until 10.
Duval's just different when the Jags are good. You can feel it in the air. You can sense it all over town.
Home of the Jaguars.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
All right, Jackson, let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard. Maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ow.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
They start playing music like this, Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra is going to need a dance floor. Right now, it is jam-packed. And what an incredible atmosphere. I mean, there are TVs all over the place. It's a great crowd. There's still room for you. It's indoors, outdoors. And they have beer specials that extend until 9 o'clock tonight, all right? Happy hour goes until 9. 2-for-1 domestics, pitchers and pints $3 wells, $3 house wines, and we just ordered 20 hot wings, which I hope to get after at the end of the show in an hour or so. But we figured we'd put in our order right now. All right, I'm getting excited about this game. They are tipping right now. North Carolina and VCU should be a good one. It has been a day where we have had a couple of upsets, one major upset with High Point knocking off Wisconsin today, 83-82. Again, they attempted 43-point shots in this game, and they made 15 of them, but they only went to the free throw line 9 times. Still, they found their way through Wisconsin. Every year we have big upsets. We certainly had that one today. The Philly Godfather telling us that High Point now to win the national championship, 700-1. Again, you look at Siena before the tournament began, and they had a big lead over Duke. They were up 13. Duke came back. They survived. They won at 71-65. They were a $100,000 to 1 odds to win the national championship. And Siena is gone. There are question marks right now for Duke. I think Duke fans have to be nervous after what they saw. They are odds on the favorite to win this year's national championship. They just don't have any depth. And again, they got 3 points off the pine today. That's it. John Shire's playing a 7-man rotation. He's hoping to get a couple of guys back. They certainly are going to need them, including Pat Gumba the second, their big man inside. He missed his 5th consecutive game a little bit earlier today. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Going to mix in some more football notes in our second hour. Some interesting comments today by former Jaguar Diami Brown. If you have not heard, I think you'll be very interested in what was said there. The quarterback carousel continues, kind of. I'll explain in our second hour. And again, we're going to have 4 games that are going to tip off. One already has. It did one moment ago between UNC and TCU. And, again, they are just barely underway. 2-0 right now, Tar Heels. But coming up this hour, okay, in the 7 o'clock hour, number 16 Howard against number 1 Michigan. That'll be at 7:10. Michigan favored by 30.5 points. Also coming up, 7:25 tonight. Number 6 BYU, number 11 Texas. BYU a small favorite, 2.5 points in this game. And finally, in the 7 o'clock hour, while we're on the air, we will get St. Mary's and Texas A&M. St. Mary's is a 7 seed, Texas A&M a 10 seed. St. Mary's right now favored by 2.5 points. All right, let's get caught up, get ready for our 7 o'clock hour. It's going to be a very busy one here in Ponte Vedra at Mr. Chubbys. Again, we invite you to come on by and say hello. Incredible beer specials. Of course, they have, if you registered, signed up, and show that you won a game as far as when you register, that's good for a free beer here as well. We've been doing that promotion for years during the NCAA tournament, and that continues this year as well. So come on over. We're in Ponte Vedra at Mr. Chubbys. I have another hour to go until 8 o'clock. Hacker Nation will take you up until 10 o'clock right here on your home of the Jags.
The great thing about live sports, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, how did he pull that off?
Get the most live play-by-play on 1010XL.
Indoor golf in Ponte Vedra is here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Play the best courses in the world at Back 9 Golf. Top simulators, analytics to improve your game, or just have a blast with friends or a client. Get this, you can bring your own beverages, including cocktails. Go to back9golf.com, book a tee time today. Membership opportunities, lessons, Back 9 Golf in Ponte Vedra, next to Nice High School. Back 9 Golf, where golf never sleeps.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
Leon Serza here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers, and I'm not talking about their cook-to-order, hand-sauced and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about the house-made ranch, so good nobody will blame you if you double dip. I'm talking about Wingstop that delivers straight to your door, and did you know they're open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get flavors delivered right to your door, late night, only at Wingstop.
Can't stop. Wingstop. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hoops action is here. Watch the madness with 1010XL and enjoy madness specials all day long. Starting with the Frangie Show live 4 till 6 at Lola's Burrito and Burger Joint on King Street in Riverside. Come in for all the action on multiple TVs and enjoy drink and food specials. Then from 6 till 10, come out to Mr. Chubbys Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach for Into the Night with Rick Ballou, then Hacker After Dark. Now that's the way to tip off the madness of March Hoop celebrations.
If you're the kind of person who likes to compete and win, listen up. Purple Heart Pools is hiring sales professionals and project managers to start immediately. Purple Heart Pools is a veteran-owned company building some of the most impressive custom pools in Northeast Florida. And they're looking for people who want to grow, earn, and be part of a winning team. If you've got the drive, work ethic, and the leadership mindset, search Purple Heart Pools and apply today. Equal opportunity employer.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For honest, professional locksmith service, use Instant Keys.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Thursday night, get after it, have a good time. Mr. Chubbys, Ponte Vedra Beach. No place I'd rather be to tip off the beginning of the college basketball tournament. It's been a very interesting day so far. The 74-28 says, Ballou, I bet you follow the 8 ball. Not sure what that means. But if you're talking about a, what the hell is it called? A speed ball or something like that? Nope. And I know we've talked about dope a little bit lately, but this is this is a true story. And I'll give it to you because it fits right in perfectly with the NCAA tournament, okay? I mean, just incredibly. The Celtics had just won the NBA championship. It's the summer. I'm in a ditch with some Vietnam veterans who I loved. I love those guys. They were so great. They would show up hungover every day. And in Boston, man, when you get there early in the morning, man, it still can be like 60 degrees in the middle of the summer. You know, by 10:30, 11, it's 90. It's pretty amazing. But we're in a ditch. And, you know, this is in the mid-'80s. You've got no form of communication whatsoever. So my buddy pulls up in a backhoe, a friend to this day by the name of Danny Harrington, and he says, Len Bias died. And we're all looking at each other like, what? Well, what's going on? And the initial report, we didn't know how he died, right? Even though he was found, you know, and there was apparently cocaine all over the place, or whatever the story was, that hadn't gotten that far through the national media, the Boston media. So then it was a few days after the fact, or whenever they did the autopsy or whatever it was, they found out that he had died because, you know, his heart exploded after doing cocaine. But I'll tell you something right then. As an absolute non-user, that was enough for me. I said, I will never go anywhere near that drug if it can kill a specimen like Len Bias. And Larry Bird was going to report to rookie minicamp just to work with Len Bias. And this was right after winning a world championship. I can't remember if it was in 80, after they won it in 84 or 86. I want to say it's the latter, but I may be wrong. Anyway, just I'm not telling you guys what you should do and what you shouldn't do, but that was a life lesson kind of taught to me. But, hey, the 8-Ball, that's what he goes by on Twitter, and he is the son of the Philly Godfather. I follow both, and he has been posting a lot of winners. So go ahead and check it out for yourself. All right, one game going on at this exact moment. We're getting ready to tip off 3 other games this hour. VCU up 10-9 over UNC, 14-16 to go in the first half of this game. A couple of other things I do want to mention. I want to get to some Jaguar stuff here when I get the opportunity. I've also had some people that have asked me in a variety of different ways about this Connor McAnery. I don't know his name. He's an incoming recruit to Florida State. He's a kicker. I got quite a few thoughts on this. He was arrested for a battery on a law enforcement agent. First of all, you have to be really stupid to get a battery on an officer. Okay? I don't care what level you are at when it comes to defending our state, when it comes to defending our country. That's just awful. So we're dealing with a stupid human being, which is good. In a lot of cases, stupid in football end up working out fine. And in the case at Florida State, let me tell you this. Florida State was at its best when dudes were getting arrested, okay? All sorts of different crimes, all, for the most part, misdemeanors. But lately you've had a bunch of what? Church-going, walk the old lady across the road type of players who suck, who absolutely suck. So maybe this is the start of something bright for Florida State football. Go out and recruit and bring in some bad human beings, or at least kids who make bad decisions, because that's the Florida State football I had when I went to college there, and that is the type of football team that I covered when I went into the media after graduating. You can be a nice guy all you want, but if you can't play football, I don't need you on my team. Everyone else, all the co-eds in Tallahassee, be a nice person. Be a nice guy. Be a nice gal. Help out those old ladies. Okay, fine. My football players, I want them to be mean again. I want them to be angry again. So who knows? maybe just a tiny bit of good news, but don't be so stupid as to hit a cop or hit a law enforcement agent. I mean, you've got to be messed up. I didn't say he was drunk or anything like that or on drugs, but I would have to assume that it's one of those things if, in fact, you're going to do something as ridiculous as that. But anyway, that is what we did, unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, see a little bit earlier today. All right, let me give you the finals real quick here before we head to our next break. Number 8, Ohio State is upset by TCU, a 9 seed, 66-64. It's a 6 seed over an 11 seed, Louisville, in a tight basketball game. They win it 83-79. Vanderbilt 78, McNeese 68. That's a 5 seed over a 12 seed. And you know what? McNeese was up in this game. They were up pretty comfortably early on. I want to say it was 12-5 or 13-5, something like that. High Point, the big story of the day. As a 13 seed, they knock off number 5 Wisconsin 83-82. High Point University is located in North Carolina, for those of you who did not know. All right, Arkansas, 97-78 over Hawaii. That is a 4 seed over a 13 seed. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, believe it or not, this is a great bar bet. I bet you can win some money here or win some free beers. Speaking of free beers, we got 2-for-1 domestics, 2-for-1 pints, pitchers as well, right here at Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. But Nebraska today won their first ever NCAA college basketball tournament game. A shocking story. And for those a little bit longer in the tooth, you remember decade after decade after decade where Nebraska didn't even make it into the tournament. I want to say they were 0 for 8 lifetime. Yeah, but most of those 8 have been, I have to believe, in the last 15, 20 years. Because I remember for quite some time saying Nebraska had never made it to the NCAA tournament. Michigan State 92-67 over North Dakota State, a number 3 over a number 14. And really the story of the day, even though they survived, number 1 Duke knocks off North Dakota State, Siena, a 1 seed over a 16 seed, 71-65. Again, Siena in this game was up by 13. They led 72% of the contest, and Duke was able to pull it out down the stretch. So those are the, 8 games that have gone final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8 games that have gone final. We have 1 game that is going on right now, all tied at 13 apiece between UNC and Virginia Virginia Commonwealth about midway through the first half. All right, coming up right now at 7:10, number 1 seed in the Midwest region, Michigan against the 16 seed in Howard. Coming up in 15 minutes in the West region, number 6 BYU, number 11 Texas. BYU favored by 2.5 points in this game. It's 7:35, so that's 25 minutes away. Back to the South region. It's going to be number 7 St. Mary's, number 10 Texas A&M. All right, St. Mary's favored by 2.5 points in this game. Late night matchups, and there are 4 of them. All right, 9:25. It'll be number 3 Illinois, number 14 Pennsylvania. That's in the South region. The Midwest region at 9:45. Number 8 Georgia, number 9 St. Louis. The Dogs favored by 2.5 points in that game. Gonzaga, a 3 seed. Kennesaw State, a 14 seed. That is in the West region. That'll tip off at 10 o'clock even. And then at 10:10 tonight, the final game on this Friday, it'll be number 2 Houston, number 15 Idaho. That is in the South region. Houston, a big favorite there, 24.5 points. All right, we got much more to do. We're going to keep you updated on everything that is going on with the NCAA tournament. You can still reach us on YouTube okay? The best way to do that, actually, scratch YouTube. We've got it running, but I'm not pulling up comments on YouTube tonight, unfortunately. I am pulling them up on the text line, okay? You can go to 641-1010 on our text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also always reach me on Twitter or X. Just go to Baloo1010XL. All right, we got much more to do. We're live from Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. I'm going to take it till 8 o'clock. Ryan the Hacker Green will do it from 8 until 10 right here, Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, where we share great moments.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
1010XL.
And that's what you have here.
Baloo here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience a lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We know what to look for. We go right to the source, the connections. But yeah, we go directly to the source.
Dan and John Lupo at Beards Diamonds talking about what it means to be a direct diamond importer.
We do a lot of business out of India. We do a lot of business out of Antwerp, Belgium, Israel, Africa as well. We will do whatever it takes to get the stone that the customer wants at the best price guaranteed.
So every diamond at Beards is hand-picked and brought in with no third-party markups. And so with no commission salespeople and no Wall Street quotas, Beards can price every diamond for less.
If they've been shopping, which we encourage, and then come to us, and they're kind of, at first, they're like, oh, why is this $5,000 or $7,000 less?
Best value guarantee, best selection guarantee, best experience, bar none, guaranteed. From Jacksonville's locally owned Diamond Powerhouse.
The family, the relaxed atmosphere, and we're there for each other.
It gives us a big advantage being local, and we love Jacksonville. The money stays in Jacksonville, by the way.
Beards Diamonds in St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order Logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
March is full of upsets, but your oil change shouldn't be one of them. Don't gamble with your time in a waiting room. Go with a proven winner, Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment, stay in your car, and a full-service oil change in 15 minutes. That's why Valvoline has a 4.7-star national rating and was named #1 quick lube in America by Forbes for customer service. Make the smart pick this March. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, and built to win.
For the ultimate and unique gift ideas, visit CuneFlowers.com. JJ LaSelva here, and no matter what the reason, Cune Flowers has it all. sending flowers was never so easy. Online, on the phone, or in the showroom, Kuhn Flowers hits a grand slam home run every time.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It is loud at Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. 2-for-1 drafts, 2-for-1 pitchers, and pints were good up until 9 o'clock with the extended happy hour. What a surprise. We have an obnoxious fan from the University of Connecticut, from my parts, from Aaron's part, and we have a gracious fan, my buddy from Michigan. Always good to see you. There we go. There we go. Aaron, how you doing back in the studio? I got to imagine things are very quiet back there.
Very quiet. I'm the only one here, and it's pretty nice. I got the games up here, just keeping track of everything that's going on, and I see you guys are enjoying some wings over there, so I hope you guys are enjoying that. Kind of jealous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Max could bring you some back at 10 o'clock, right? Are you going back to the studio? Are you able to slide to the homestead?
Straight home tonight.
All right.
Good gig.
All right.
Some wings. Go home after this. Will be nice.
I was going to go with a salad, but I haven't been to Mr. Chubbys in a little bit. And I absolutely, as far as I am concerned, needed some wings. And I tell you what, these got a little giddy up to them.
They do. They'll keep you up.
Yeah, no doubt. They are hot, and they are outstanding.
They are.
And
some buffalo action going on.
Pretty happy about it. Yeah, no, they're just hot.
Classic hot.
Yeah, classic hot wings.
Delicious.
Nice.
And before I give you an update, actually, let me give that to you right now. North Carolina up 24-18 against VCU. 8:34 to go in the first half. They're getting set to tip right now with the 7:10 game. Then it's 7:25 as well as 7. Actually, they pushed it back. My bad. All right, the game has now been pushed back to 7:30 between Howard and Michigan. The other two games will start at 7:35. Texas, BYU, Texas A&M, and St. Mary's. They never get this right, and you would think that they would. The biggest aggravation, I think, to being a sports fan, and this happens a lot during college football, if you get like the second game and it's time for your game to come on at a certain hour, but the game that is already on has like 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and there's always an injury, there's always a review, there's already timeouts that to you are meaningless because you want to watch your game, then they'll stick the contest somewhere else. Anyway, that ends up being pretty disappointing, but we'll see what happens here. College basketball, they're all going to be on. You're not going to miss a second of any game, which, I'm old enough to remember when they would show 4 games at once, bleed into a contest, and you'd only be able to get one game in your region unless you had, the old school satellite where you were able to go on out and get them all. But, we have seen the improvement technically speaking. That includes the Masters, which is 3 weeks away. I mean, there were times where you only got the Masters is so arrogant, okay, that not only are they going to say to you, you'll never be able to come here and watch our event. Not only that, but we're also not going to let you watch it on TV. We'll drop the back 9 on Sunday for you. I mean, it's just filthy. The arrogance and the old school and everything that played into the Masters year after year after year. And, thankfully they have gotten away from that, at least for the most part. But, it used to be that way. I just got this on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, that was sent to me. I'm really surprised that Tom Brady is going down this road with the Pauls. I think it's Logan Paul. I saw that Gronk was getting into it. That was viral earlier this morning. Brady's called them out for not fighting Le'Veon Bell, for not fighting Myles Garrett. This is so below Tom Brady. I mean, this is an owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a guy who makes $35 million a year as a broadcaster. This is the guy who's got to be one of the most eligible bachelors in our country, if in fact he still is single. I've seen the rumors about that younger girl and whatever it may be. I usually don't dive into personal lives. I just don't. But why would Tom Brady do this? Why would he get involved with these Paul brothers who are, frankly, they're geniuses because they have found a way to really promote themselves. And even if there isn't a fight here, I'm just surprised at Brady. I mean, I understand reaction. I understand getting called out and responding. And he was the one that called wrestlers cute and did stuff like that. Maybe there's a plan here. Maybe Tom Brady's got a little Vince McMahon in him. Maybe Tom Brady's got a little bit of Don King in him. But is it necessary for Tom Brady? I mean, how much more money does he need? He's got to have close to, I would think, $500 million. But anyway, I can't put myself nowhere near his shoes. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do. But I must say that I am pretty surprised by it. All right, North Carolina 24. It is VCU 18, 7:43 to go in the first half. Again, the other game that was scheduled to tip off here momentarily has been pushed back. It was supposed to go at 7:10. That is now going to start at 7:30. Diami Brown. I got to tell you, I read the story today that was in Pro Football Talk, and it really surprised me. And I say that because I figured that if there was a story with Diami Brown leaving the Jacksonville Jaguars, it would have been negative. It would have been about him ripping the organization, ripping the coaching staff for not getting the playing time that I'm sure he felt he deserved. The guy went the exact opposite. 180 degrees today. Diami Brown came out and said he loved being in Jacksonville because of the mentality. He understands the game more now than he did a year ago after spending it with the Jaguars. He goes on to credit Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence. I just think it is refreshing for a guy who failed. I mean, they gave him $10 million. He did not get the job done. If you look at all of the overachievers, if you look at all of the things that Jacksonville was able to do that ended up being good, very good, and excellent, there was only a few that were down. This was a huge one. And frankly, I don't even know if I should be allowed to cover Jaguars training camp anymore after the way that I openly gushed about Diami Brown last season. I mean, he looked the part at the Miller Electric Center. And it was him, it was Travis Hunter, and it was Brian Thomas Jr. There was, mentions of Parker Washington, but basically a slot guy, possession receiver type of guy. Diami Brown, from my mouth, got a ton of exposure. And you could very easily paint a picture where he made excuses, right? There's nothing that drives me crazier than people who are filled with excuses. He took this all on and said he got better. So I'm going to give him a whole heck of a lot of credit for doing just that. And, when you look at money, like Diami Brown getting $10 million 1 year in Jacksonville, or, we just talked about ETN, the 4-year deal that is worth more than $50 million. You have to make your money when the opportunity presents itself, because one day you can be a star and the next day you're nothing. All you got to do is look at former Jaguar Juwan Taylor. The dude's looking for a job. he signed a 4-year, $80 million deal in Kansas City in free agency 2023. So he gave him 3 out of the 4 years in 23, 24, 25. I'm guessing he made somewhere around $60 million. Every contract is different. I don't know exactly what it is that he made. And we know that he became kind of a caricature of himself because he would leave the line of scrimmage before everyone else, and he was the most penalized offensive lineman, over the last 3 years. The guy made a ton of money, and now here it is where you can never have enough offensive linemen. Never. What's the going rate going to be for Juwan Taylor? He's going to find work. Someone's going to bring him in. It might happen after the draft if it's not addressed there. It might happen if an injury occurs in camp. I'd be surprised if he waits until the regular season in order for that to take place. But it's a and Yannick Ngakoue a year ago is another one. These are really good examples of guys who have made big-time money, all right, and were a part of it. I mean, Juwan Taylor, it's not like he was riding the bench. This isn't a Cam Robinson deal. Cam Robinson no longer is a starter. Juwan Taylor was still the starter every single game for Kansas City. And here we are deep into the second wave of free agency, and this man cannot find a job, at least for right now. All right, on the other side, let's get back to our handicappers. Let's bring in our buddy Rafael Esparza. I don't know if he is in Vegas tonight or if he is in New Orleans tonight. Either way, we will find out what is going on with Rafael Esparza. Only one game going on right now. North Carolina 28, VCU 21. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the first half. Come on by, say hello. We're at Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. 2-for-1 domestic pitchers and pints. $3 wells, $3 house wines. Folks, that's all good tonight up until 9 o'clock right here at Mr. Chubbys. We're broadcasting live until 10 o'clock. I'll take it to 8. Hacker Nation here, 8 to 10.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
My Gate Rewards members, this deal is just for you. Right now, grab any 2 12-ounce Red Bulls and get 2 of your favorite roller grill items for just $1. When you need a boost, Gates got you. See store for details.
We know the madness is here, and there's no better place to watch than Fourscore Golf Tavern. Catch every buzzer beater on our huge screens while enjoying happy hour drink specials and our legendary watch party atmosphere. Want to make it even more fun? Rent a bay and bring your group for a watch party on your own private big screen. Grab your crew, grab a drink, and experience the real madness the Fourscore way. Fourscore Golf Tavern, where the tournament and the good times never stop.
All right, Jacksonville, you know spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it. The golden moment today is the big upset. That's High Point. They do knock off Wisconsin. They took 43-point shots in an 82-82 victory. They only made it to the free throw line 9 times in this game. We get a 12 over a 5 every year. But this time it's the small school out of North Carolina knocking off a Big Ten, can I call it a beast? In Wisconsin, anyway, a 12 seed over a 5 seed. And one of, a couple of upsets today. That was certainly the biggest one. Also a near scare with Duke and Siena. Duke does come back to win it 71-65. All right, let's bring in our buddy Rafael Esparza, who joins us here each and every Thursday night. Rafael, how you doing?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
Great. What was the book like when Duke was down 13? What was going on with the books?
It was pretty silent because you figure a lot of people had Duke first half, which was a loser. A lot of people had the under, which that didn't come in. That was very scarce. It opened up at 136, so depends on what number you got on that one. But, I mean, they've always struggled in round one. They normally don't cover round one games, so it wasn't really big of a surprise. But people were cheering for Siena the whole second half.
Traditionally in this tournament, 158-2 is the 1 seed over the 16 seed. We know Virginia and Purdue are the 2 teams that have lost. How much money, what's the most that ever you've seen that has been thrown down on a 16 seed?
Oh, I've seen a good 5-figure bets, 55 to win 50 a K. So I've seen those I've never seen a 6-figure bets on that one, but there was reported someone put $250,000 on Duke money line against. And that only won. I think that only paid out like $250.
Yeah, a lot of risk there for very little reward. All right, where's the money on the game that's going on right now between UNC and VCU?
VCU money came in late. North Carolina, of course, opened up. I think that was just Tar Heel money coming in, but VCU money came in towards the end. Under money's been piling in, which is it's trending right now. They're only got 55, 56 points right now, getting ready to go into halftime, which was 150.5 the total.
All right, we know Duke was the odds-on favorite, Michigan, Arizona, then Florida is a number 1 seed. Those odds improve for the gambler almost double. Who else has good value right now? What's a good value basketball team in this tournament?
Well, Duke was also number 1 bet team to be the first number 1 to be knocked out. So, yes, they're one of the favorites, but they were the best. They were the most team to get knocked out, number 1 team. I think tonight's game, St. Mary's, a very big bet team for their region. Utah State, for what they did in the Mountain West, they're a big team to be funded. But I've also said be aware for Purdue. Purdue, I'm not saying like the UConn team in 2010, 2011, the Kemba Walker team. But what did Purdue do? They won all 4 of their tournament games, won the conference tournament, and they got healthy. So this Purdue team, I think a lot of people think they can make it pretty far, maybe battle Arizona in the Elite 8.
All right, let's get into the two Florida teams that play late tomorrow night. Let's begin with the Gators, a ridiculous favorite, somewhere in the neighborhood of 35.5. I believe that that's a game you don't touch. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, same thing. But at the same time, you don't think the rest of the number one teams saw what happened today in Duke? So if you're going to bet a big spread with these number one teams, I would say maybe take a shot at first halves. I think Florida, Arizona, Michigan saw what happened to Duke today, and they're not going to want to put themselves in that situation. I think they come out strong, all three of the number ones. I would not be shocked if all three of them cover at least the first half.
All right, interesting. Final game, Miami and Missouri. That's the final game tomorrow night as well.
Well, let's see. My twin brother lives in Missouri, St. Louis, so I always cheer against the state of Missouri. So I like Miami to win and win big.
Hey, how did things end up at the window, USA, Venezuela?
It's sad to say, but people took the plus 5.5, and they were taking the under. They thought, I think by the time you got done watching USA baseball, people were cheering for the underdog. People were cheering for the team that had more pride and had more energy into these games. So a lot of money came in on Venezuela to win it all.
Yeah, there you go. That is the latest. Hey, leave us with this. What's going on with Tom Brady and the Logan Paul? I mean, Tom Brady doesn't need to go down this road. Is there another big financial opportunity here for Tom Brady at the end of the road?
I don't know. Logan Paul and Gronkowski went toe-to-toe. I think so. I think maybe Tom Brady and Logan Paul might be out the window, and Gronkowski, because the way you looked at Gronk's face, he does not like Logan Paul. Tom Brady was probably just looking for a money shot to make a couple extra bucks. Gronkowski was looking to maybe punch him in the face.
And who was it? It was the little comedian who
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, who was breaking it up. Kevin Hart came up to about, just above the waist to Gronk and Logan Paul. But anyway, yeah, that's viral. That was pretty entertaining. All right, Raphael, leave us with the latest on your website and your show.
Shows Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, coaching company, and my website just put some new gas prices, betting odds. Will the gas price be $4.25 by Easter Sunday? So that's something you can actually look at and bet at.
Now, is that nationwide? I mean, obviously
nationwide. Would a nationwide price on Easter Sunday be for over under $4.25?
Outstanding. Hey, we'll talk next week during the Sweet 16. Thank you.
Take it easy.
Here he goes. Raphael Esparza. Yeah, gas right now is sick in California, right? I think I was told it's like $8 a gallon or something crazy. I guess it's up a little bit here in Duval. It'll come back down. Not too worried about it. I'm not. I try not to worry about much these days. That's just being honest, man. What does worrying get you? If you could spend a little less time worrying. And, my late mother, who actually will be 3 years on Saturday that we lost her, was such a incredible human being. But my goodness, did she have the worry gene. And she passed that on to me. And I've tried very, 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 very hard over the last 15 or so years not to worry the way that I once did. I mean, of course you're going to worry when your daughters are young. There's just no way around it. I mean, I worried all the time. I mean, I'm surprised that I didn't drop dead of a heart attack as I had a beer in one hand and a cigar in the other, watching them in the ocean because of my fear of sharks. And that's great parenting. Being up to your ankles, right? Cigar, beer. I would have dropped the cigar and beer if something happened and one of them went under. I would have done it. But, I used to worry about that type of stuff all the time and everything else. Nowadays, not so much, I am happy to say. All right. My goodness, Hacker's already here. Are you trying to tell me it's 20 of 8? Where's the time gone, Max? This has absolutely flown by.
Time flies when you're having fun. It's a great time out here.
My goodness, Mr. Chubby. And it is. It is absolutely outstanding out here. We do invite you to to come on by and say hello. Halftime, UNC 39. Wow, VCU 28. VCU 10 of 29, 3 from 12 from behind the arc. So they're shooting 25% from the three-point line, 34% overall, 25% from the three-point line, I believe I did say. Same thing for North Carolina. However, they're shooting 46% overall in this game. Rebounds 20-19, so the major difference is 2-point field goals, at least so far, for North Carolina. All right, much more to do. Again, I'm with you till 8, and then Hacker Nation is here. He'll be with you until 10 o'clock. We are at Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra Beach. Come on over, say hello.
From the green flag to Glory Lane.
It's showtime.
Hold your breath and hang on tight. Woo! Sunday at Darlington, powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's voice of NASCAR. 1010XL.
Pages in your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rookies, free agents, and trade talk.
The ability to see the future and react to it. Now that is what I do.
The off-season is a time to tune up the roster.
I'm all ears.
Follow the road to the regular season with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. George Bari. Bari Orthopedics is your choice when it comes to an injury. We're here for you and your loved ones to deliver excellent treatment and care fast the first time. Trust your care in our hands. Get same-day appointments for your injuries with 3 locations. If it hurts, ask us first. Bari Orthopedics.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Bari and the entire staff at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
If you're the kind of person who likes to compete and win, listen up. Purple Heart Pools is hiring sales professionals and project managers to start immediately. Purple Heart Pools is a veteran-owned company building some of the most impressive custom pools in Northeast Florida. And they're looking for people who want to grow, earn, and be part of a winning team. If you've got the drive, work ethic, and the leadership mindset, search Purple Heart Pools and apply today. Equal opportunity employer.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing Contractor, lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjacks.com.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Bow 9 Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
Get ready for spring turkey season at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Find shotguns trusted in the field from Browning, Beretta, and Benelli. Plus, the newest bows are ready to test shoot from Hoyt and Matthews. For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has helped Northeast Florida hunters gear up with confidence. Stop by Green Acres today at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard or shop online anytime at greenacresporting.com.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, final couple of minutes until Hacker Nation joins you. 38, make that 39-28 halftime score right now. UNC over VCU. We're live here tonight at Mr. Chubbys Wings. I'm going to be with you until 8, and Ryan Green is with you 8 to 10. Tomorrow, we do the same thing over at Top Dog Tavern. It's right there in Bartram, right next to Publix. Okay. We were there a year ago during the NCAA tournament. We're going to have a fun time there on Friday as well. So we'll begin at 6, take you up until 10 o'clock. Same deal Friday as what we have going on right here Thursday at Mr. Chubbys. Okay, a couple of games now. All 4 of the 7 o'clock games are now officially underway. Number 1, Michigan up 24-17 against 16 seed Howard. 10:29 to go in the first half there. BYU and Texas. I'm looking forward to watching this game. There's going to be 2 really good games on, in my opinion. Actually, you can make the case that there's going to be 3 really good games on. If you look at BYU and Texas, BYU's a 6 seed, Texas a 11 seed. Right now, Texas up 17-16 with 13:21 to go in the first half. And then, of course, you've got St. Mary's and Texas A&M. Right now, it is 13-7, the underdog. Texas A&M is a 10 seed. St. Mary's is a number 7 seed. They're about 8 minutes into that game. Make it 7.5 minutes into that game. So still the feeling out process is going underway. Every game in the first half except for UNC and VCU, they are at the halftime break. And right now the Tar Heels up 39-28. As far as the late wave, we got 4 more tonight. It all begins at 9:25. Number 3, Illinois. Number 14, Pennsylvania. That is in the South region. Georgia Bulldog fans, you're going to have to stay up late tonight because you don't tip off till 9:55. And that's under the assumption that these games start on time. They typically do not. They're at least 10 to 15 minutes. We saw the Michigan game get pushed back 20 minutes. It's supposed to go, I want to say it's 7:10, didn't start tonight until 7:30. Anyway, Georgia favored by 2.5 in the Midwest region. They're an 8 seed. St. Louis is a 9 seed. The last couple of games that are late tonight, number 3, Gonzaga. Number 14, Kennesaw State. That is in the West region. And let's wrap up day 1 at 10:10 tonight. Number 2, Houston. Number 15, Idaho. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it all depends on how you look at it. But for Gator fans and for Hurricane fans, and the same thing applies to Dogs fans tonight. I mean, you get these late night games. And, tomorrow night, Miami and Missouri, that is the finale at 10:10. And Florida Prairie View A&M starts at 9:25. Again, those are the scheduled starts for both of these basketball games. There's no guarantee that they are actually going to tip at that exact time. All right, as I said, I got you for another 10 minutes. He's sitting there right next to me now. He's going to take you over the next couple of hours. Let's bring in our buddy, Ryan the Hacker Green.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, always one of our favorite stops out on the road is Mr. Chubbys in Ponte Vedra. And my goodness, this place is packed.
It is absolutely packed. And I was thinking, the amount of times we've come out here over the years and never disappoint, always a great crowd, always really into it. And I came up here, these wings you guys got in front of you, holy moly, just the smell is absolutely delicious.
I tell you what, that'll get rid of, if you got pollen or any of those allergies or whatever, just take a bite of one of those and that'll clear everything up. All right, 8 games are final. We almost had a historic upset with Siena knocking off Duke. Duke fights its way back and is able to get the victory. I have concerns for Duke right now. 3 bench points, a 7-man rotation.
Yeah, they got some injury problems. How about the stat with Siena? They did not play anybody on their bench. Their 5 starters played the entire game. First time in the tournament since 1979 that only 5 guys played for one team. And I think you just saw Siena run out of gas. I mean, when you don't get a rest for 40 minutes, you don't bring even a 6th man off the bench. I don't know about you, Rick. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I had Duke over Virginia to win this year's national title. I happen to be one of those who believes it's coming from the left side. The winner, Duke and Houston, kind of like the NFC Championship game, does win it. But if they cannot get Pat Dunba, the second back, and get back their point guard as well, I really have questions here about Duke.
No, I agree. I mean, great minds think alike, and apparently you and I do as well, because I think we had the same Final Four. We had Duke and Virginia out of the ACC. I had Houston, Arizona out of the Big 12. I think you and I, though, have different championship games. You have the ACC teams in the title game, where I have the Big 12 teams.
Well, I'm an
ACC
homer.
You can't, yeah, allegedly. But, hey, I'm 6-2. I don't know what you are through 8 games. I'm 6-2. I lost to Wisconsin. I had no idea High Point was that good. How about that High Point coach?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the post-game interview? He was angry. He's like, look, all I heard about was we don't play anybody. Miami of Ohio doesn't play anybody. Well, guess what? We played somebody now. And he went on a whole diatribe how no one will play them. What a heck of a win for High Point to beat a good Wisconsin team.
All right, so you're going to keep everyone updated on the games. Again, 4 underway, 4 more tonight. What else you got planned?
Yeah, a lot of NCAA tournament talk, a lot of Jaguar talk. I heard you talking about Devin Lloyd, who met the media earlier today in Carolina. We'll certainly talk about that. JP Shadrick's going to stop by, Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio, and we'll crunch the numbers. Daniel Griffiths of Action Sports comes by at about the 9 o'clock hour.
Always a lot of fun to talk with Danny Griffiths. I think he does a great job, Danny Griffiths. All right, man, have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
Have a couple of those wings before you go on the air.
Oh, they smell delicious.
All right, folks, let me update you on the scores before we say goodbye. Do want to thank Rafael Esparza. Do want to thank the Philly Godfather. Our producer is Aaron Williams. Our engineer is Max Bink. Okay, halftime, UNC 39, VCU 28. 7:35 to go, first half. Michigan 29-23 over Howard. 23-21 with 11:40 to go. Texas over BYU. And finally, Texas A&M 15, St. Mary's 10 with 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Keep it right here. Hackers up next. My name is Rick Ballou. I'll talk with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.